Well, you may want to prepare now because if you think it's chaotic across the country right now as we speak and has been over the last several days here, just wait because June 14th, this country is going to absolutely erupt and we're going to be seeing demonstrations all over the entire country. Guess what's going on June 14th? Well, it's No King's Day of Defiance. That's what it is. That's what they're calling on. And we have protests and all of these demonstrations that are going to be set up, and they're going to be demonstrating in nearly 2,000 cities across the entire country. Millions and millions of people are set to be showing up to these different protests that are going on and these demonstrations. So as we see this, what's going on across the country, LA most notably, there's many other country or different cities in other regions around the country as well that are also experiencing this, but it's going to get really wild this weekend on Saturday. Okay, so here we are a couple days out, and this is all getting set up now, and the word is getting out on this, and just want to bring this to your attention so that when we see all of this massive chaos, because just like what we've been seeing here in LA, especially over the last few days here, they turned out to be protests and different things about the ICE raids that were going on. And then all of a sudden it turned into a lot more than that. I would imagine we're probably going to be seeing a whole lot more of that coming out this weekend as well. So just want to say, be prepared on this. Now, why is this all happening this weekend, and why is it all happening on June 14th specifically? Well, let me share with you the details about that. So on this day, there's a couple different things that's happening. Number one, well, it's the president's birthday. It's Trump's birthday. So with that being said, they're going to be having a parade in D.C. Okay, so a military parade that's going to be celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States Army. So that's what this parade is all about, and that's exactly what these demonstrations are pushing back, as well as not necessarily the military exactly, not that, but rather what they're really trying to do is push down or suppress Trump's ego. That's like their whole idea here. Sorry to tell you guys, that's not going to work. I think this is going to be a lot of effort. If that's what they think they're going to do is suppress the president's ego, I don't think that's happening anytime soon, especially with a bunch of protests all across the country. But anyway, that's what the day is being defined as, is No King's Day of Defiance. So, the president apparently, or they think anyway, people behind this are suggesting that the president thinks he's going to be like the king or something like that, and they're saying no, we're not supporting that here in this country. So we've got some pretty eventful things going on here over the next few days. I would say the next week or so. I would imagine if we think it's getting interesting now, if we think that it's going to be, it's been eventful over the last several days. I think we're going to be surprised in a few days from now when we look back on this and think, oh, wow, this is getting pretty wild right now. Does anybody else feel like that, right? I was also just reading, and I think you probably heard about this as well, but the governor of the state of Texas also has deployed 5,000 National Guards across the state there as well to basically oversee what's going on around that state as well. So yes, a bunch of these different states. And again, these ICE raids are continuing to happen. I was just reading about this. Apparently they're hitting New York and Atlanta like right now. I'm reading some really crazy stories about this. So kind of interesting situation to watch this whole thing play out. But this is what we're looking at as of right now. And we can kind of see a lot of the pushback against all of this. So I'm very curious to see, again, hopefully it's just like just a peaceful demonstration. Hopefully that's what it turns out to be, but I think we kind of know better than that by now, considering that we've been seeing all this for so many years. These different protests and demonstrations that pop up, generally they start out fine, totally fine, peaceful, not a big deal, right? Whatever. Anybody can protest about whatever they want, not a big deal. But when it gets to be violent, that's when it gets to be kind of a situation. And, hopefully it doesn't turn out to be that way. But considering that they're setting up and they have scheduled nearly 2,000 cities across the country that are going to be having these demonstrations, I don't know about that. We'll have to see what happens here. But let me know. I'd love to hear from you down below in the comments section. Do you feel like this is, I don't know, do you feel like this is kind of interesting to see this whole situation, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to hear from you down below if you feel like sharing. So I'll jump into the chat box for just a few minutes here. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time, but just kind of really curious to hear what you have to say about all this. And again, I'm not here saying it's a great thing. I'm not saying it's a terrible thing. I'm just saying, like, this is what's happening. And yeah, this is a very interesting time that we're living through right now, right? I think we all recognize that. All right, anyway. I will pull up the chat here. It's going to take me a minute to get into it. We'll just spend just a couple minutes here, not long at all, into the chat, and just want to see what everybody's kind of commenting about this. It's I've been very intrigued reading about this lately and all the different things that are happening across the country. You know, things like this only happen every few years, right? It's not like all the time that we deal like this, and then all of a sudden things pop up, and it's like, whoa, things like explode pretty rapidly, and yeah. Okay. I'm just pulling up the chat right now. It's going to be a second here, and then it's going to be up. Here we go. And again, I'm just really curious to see what people are saying about this, and yeah, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's okay. Not a problem. James Lara. James, first off, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, you're saying, do you think the recession is going to be bad in August? Here's the deal. We're like running right toward a recession here in this country. There's a lot of data that keeps coming out showing like, oh, look, everything's really good. But if you really look at the internals of the data, it's actually not really looking that good. We're still looking like we're probably going to get a nasty recession in the second half of the year. Whether it comes in August, I'm not even sure when. I mean, seriously, it could, when they happen, they usually happen fast. All that we've been seeing is that the data is going to start getting really bad here, probably within the next few weeks, as we continue to get data out here. Yeah, I'll keep you posted for sure, James. Robert Taylor, I see your comment right there. Not as of right now. Nope, I'll certainly keep you posted, right? Yep, I'll keep you posted. Nice, exactly. Okay, perfect. Good. Let's leave it at that then. Only a couple comments down below, which is totally fine. That's all right. But anyway, yeah, James is saying, I'm not going outside. So there are maps. There's literally maps out on the internet where they're showing like all these different cities and areas that have these demonstrations scheduled. That's kind of interesting as well. So with 2,000 cities, or roughly 2,000 cities that have these scheduled and these demonstrations to be taking place, there's certainly going to be some around all of us, right? So that's a lot of demonstrations per state. They're going to be having these. Obviously, some more than others, but yeah, interesting times, right? All right, anyway, if you're watching the replay on this, if you're not joining this live right now, that's totally cool. But if you're watching the replay, I'd love to hear from you down below. If you feel like sharing, if you don't want to share it, that's totally fine too. But I'm just kind of curious to hear, what do you think about this whole thing that's going on? What do you think of this No King's Day of Defiance that's set up for Saturday, June 14th, with nearly 2,000 cities that are participating with these protests and rallies that are going on, basically trying to suppress the president's ego. It's kind of what this is all about. So I don't know. It just seems like a lot of efforts for something that I don't really think is going to have a whole lot of impact. He's going to think whatever he wants, and that's just what he's going to do, right? Is he even going to pay attention? Probably doesn't really care, to be honest with you. So anyway, it'll be interesting to look back on this in a few days as well after the weekend and just see, hey, what happened, right? Was it I don't know. Was it really as nasty? Was it really as big as many people were suggesting? I don't know. I guess only time will tell. A few more days here and we'll know, right? Either way, I'll keep you posted as we go forward. Thanks again for watching this. Really appreciate it. Again, just want to give you a quick little live stream here. Nothing too long, but I'll keep you posted with any further details. And obviously, subscribe if you're new here. If you want to. If you don't want to, that's totally fine too. Otherwise, stay tuned. I'll keep you posted with everything going on. There's a lot of weird things that are happening right now. Otherwise, please enjoy, and I'll catch you again later. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. All right, I'll see you.